What's up YouTube? Georgia Silverhunter back, and today we'll be continuing our dollar hunt series in our quest to do an entire series of BU Sacagawea dollars and innovation dollars and American Indian dollars. With that, we know we're going to get some Susan B. Anthony's in these boxes, so I have been working on my Susan B. book, and I've only got one left to get, that 1981D. Of course, we're working on the rest of these books, 2000 through 2004. I've got 6 of 11 spots filled. Our 2005 to 2008 are going to be really hard to find, and I've got 2 of those 8 spots filled. The real brunt of this is going to be in our Volume 1 and Volume 2 of our presidential dollars. As you can see, our Volume 1 book is nearly complete. Our Volume 2 book is pretty sorely hurting. And of course, we are, as we find them, going to fill in our Native American and innovation dollars. So got a lot of work to do there, and they're not all going to fit in this book. I'm probably going to have to do something different once I do fill this book. I'm just using the available space that I have today. So with that, I'm really excited to get into these dollars, so let's get to it. So like most of our videos, I've already taken the opportunity to open the box and give the enders a look, and I do have a couple of really nice BU looking enders that I'm looking forward to getting into to see what we have. You can see we have a good number of Susan B. Anthony's on the end, and of course we'll be looking for that wide rim 1979 Philly. That's going to be one of the varieties we're looking for. I do have a document in the description down below that talks about all of the various dollar varieties and NIFCs. There are quite a number of them because these were just outside of the presidential dollars. A lot of them were not released to circulation. So with that, I'm going to get these pushed forward. I'm going to start hunting through them, and as I find things, I will be sure to bring you guys in. As I said, there are a couple of high dollar ones in here like the Wounded Eagle and things like that, and I know all about them. They're in the document that I have in the description down below that have those varieties listed, and if I do find them, I'll be sure to pull you guys in. We'll talk all about it. So let me go ahead and get into rolls, and I'll bring you in as soon as we find something. So bringing you in here on roll number 1, we're not very far in, we're actually on roll number 3, but wanted to point this out for maybe you new dollar hunters. When you find a Sacagawea with no year here on the front and mint mark, you know you're going to have an innovation dollar or an American Indian dollar. And this is the 2009, I believe, yeah, this is 2009 Denver, that you're going to find a lot of if you hunt boxes. And the one thing I'll point out is with that year and the E pluribus unum and the mint mark being on the edge makes these a little bit painful to hunt, but this one's really pretty. I already have lots and lots of nice ones like this, so I won't be keeping this one aside, but just wanted to point that out. Your typical Sacagaweas that were originally minted and it released at least for the first year or two, you'll see that we've got the year and the mint mark right here on the front. Make sure too, though, on those 2000 Ps, you are looking for that Wounded Eagle that's got that little die crack or strike through or something right there across the sort of abdomen of the eagle. That's a high dollar variety if you find it. So with that, I'm going to get back to hunting these dollars, and I'll bring you in next time we find something a little bit more interesting. So we're into roll number 6, and we've got our first find for my Hunt and Fill series. We've got one of the NIFCs here. We've got ourselves a 2007D. Actually in really, really nice shape. This is, in my opinion, going to be an AU or BU, and I know I'm getting my fingers all over it. But that's definitely going in the book, so we're going to put that up here as a find. We have been pulling a couple coins that could be upgrades. We've got a couple of 2000s, 2001s, at least one nice Susan B. So I have been kind of putting stuff on the map that I'm going to look at and see if they're upgrades in the books, but that's definitely a book filler, so I'm excited to find it. We're into roll number 7, about halfway through, and we've come across one of the innovation dollars. Now, I already have this one, but this is definitely going to be an upgrade for us. Let's see if we can get a... I forget what year it is. It's one of the early ones, if I recall. It is a 2018 Philly, it looks like. And that's a real nice looking innovation dollar. And you can see the back is even different than our presidentials, right? Very different look on the back, so they're easy to identify. Into roll number 8, and we've got our next NIFC find that will be a book filler. We've got ourselves a 2006 Philly, which we definitely need for the book. It's actually in pretty good shape, too. So we're getting into roll number 9, and we've got our next book filler. It is a 2002 Philly. We've got a little bit of dings and a little bit of dirt left and right, but that may come off in like a little acetone bath or something like that. but it's the first 2002 Philly I've found, and it's in decent enough shape that I will pop it in the book. We got into roll number 10. We're about halfway through, and we've got our next kind of find for the hunt here. We've got ourselves a Richard Nixon, which is in the later years, definitely an NIFC, and something pretty hard to find. We got ourselves a 2016 Philadelphia. Let me get out Red Book and just show you how hard these coins are to come by in circulation just because of the low mintage, but probably won't punch it down in the book because we're trying to get nicer coins, but maybe I will just to fill the hole until we find something nicer. But let's take a look at those mintages. So we've got our 2023 Red Book out. I've already gone to the dollar section, and here we are with that 2016 Philadelphia Nixon. You can see that only 5.46 million minted. So that is a super low mintage. All of these later years, when you get into the 2013s, 14s, 15s, 16s, all really, really low mintage. So, in an MS65, which that coin is not, that's an $8 coin according to Red Book. So, selling it raw, probably not going to get that much, but it has some numismatic value just simply because mintages are so very, very low. So we are up on roll number 18, and I have found probably the coolest coin of my entire dollar hunting series. Or maybe not the coolest, but the newest. Look at this thing. It is in immaculate condition. It is one of the Native American dollars, and I did check the edge already. It is a 2022 Denver. I'm going to try to do it without putting my fingers all over it this time. See, there it is right there. It is a 2022. You can see the D right there. 2022 Denver. I got real excited about this one. Wanted to check the mintage. And if you come over here, here's our Native American dollars, and you can see it's the LES Parker 2022. And there is absolutely no mintage listed for this particular coin, the 2022D. So I pulled it up over here on PCGS, and you'll see we've got our 2022D Native American. This is the position B. They do have the position A and position B for all of these, and that's just where the lettering is upside down or right side up, depending on how you're holding the coin. But you'll see even on PCGS, we lack a mintage on this one. It's not applicable, and for this to be a 2022 and still not have updated stats in PCGS is a little bit surprising. But you can see here at an MS66 condition, it's a $15 quarter. I don't know if we could get to 66, but I'm willing to bet we could get into the low to mid 60s, right? 62, 63, 64, somewhere in there. But still a great find for a circulated dollar box. Get into roll number 19, and we've got our first Susan B. Anthony wide rim dollar. You can see here, I'll zoom in for you, the lip of the edge there and the number 1 and the number 9 is almost touching. Now this coin's not in fantastic shape by any stretch of the imagination. We've got some wear on there. Maybe this has been on the asphalt at some point, but we do have a wide rim. And just to show you guys the difference, I did pull another 1979 Philly, just so you could see how far away the edge is typically from the 1 and the 9. And I pulled it up in Red Book, so if you don't have the latest one, they also have some great images to help demonstrate the difference between the wide rim and the narrow. And down here, according to the 2023, an MS63 is worth about $22. And that's about what PCGS is saying as well. Again, that's in graded state in a holder, and it's going to cost you way more than $22 to get this thing graded. So selling it raw, it's one of those things where maybe you try to list it for a couple of bucks, $5 or $10, and hope for the best. The coin in the condition I have, I don't think I'd get top dollar for it, just simply because it's in such bad shape, but it's still something that I'm going to hang on to. So we're on that same roll at the very end, and I found two coins back to back. Just wanted to bring you in real quick. This 2002 Philly we've already found, but I'm going to put it on the board, and we'll select the nicest one to go into the book. I think that was right there. And I have found a bunch of these, none in this good a shape, but this is another American Indian. It's not an innovation dollar, but it's the Native American series. And this one's really, really nice. I have found lots and lots of these. Little ring of death on it. Let's see here if we can find a year. I think it's like a 2000, there it is, 2010 Philly. But if you're getting boxes, you're going to come across a lot of these, but this is one of the nicer looking ones that I have found. Just still has a lot of the sheen on it. And from the reverse, it looks gorgeous. From the front, we do have a little bit of that ring of death. So we're going to roll 21, and we have found another one of these 2022, and I've already picked it up and checked the date. It is another 2022 Denver. This one is just as nice as the last one, so we'll be picking the nicest one and punching that down. And the other one we'll put in a flip and hang on to because this is unknown mintage, so definitely going to hang on to these. So we're still on roll number 21. We're towards the back end, and we have found something that we need to complete our book. We've got ourselves a 1981 Denver. You can see that mint mark right there. That was the sole holdout, and our 22 of 23 filled. We needed that 1981D. And also to show you guys in red book, that 81D is 3.25 million. Again, a $12 coin in MS63. I don't think we get there, but super low mintage. And just really excited to fill the book. And these 81s are, I think, the lowest mintage of all of the Susan Bs. So you guys should be hanging on to all your 1981s. That one's going to get punched down in the book at the end of the video. So we're getting to the end of roll 29, and I did come across a NIFC later year. It's basically volume 2 of the presidential book. It is a Dwight D. Eisenhower. The date's pretty well worn off there. It does look like it is a 2015 Philadelphia. I do need it for the book, but this one is in really bad shape, and I'm really trying to get these things in BU condition. So I may set it aside, I may punch it down, but it's definitely not going to stay long-term in the book. But over here, if we look at red book, this Eisenhower Philadelphia 4.9 million mintage. So again, these later years are really tough to come by, but we'll hang on to it for sure. So we've gotten into roll number 30, and we've come across our next book filler. It is the 2008 Denver. This goes, I think, in the second Sacagawea book. That's actually the last coin in that series. So the Sacagawea dollars ran from 2000 to 2008, and then the rest of the Sacagawea dollars picked up in 2009, but they were innovation dollars. So this one is the last one in that series. Decent looking coin. And if we get over here to red book, you can see that Denver only 1.82 million minted. So that's actually a really, really good. Super low. Only worth $5 in MS65, but still tough to find in circulation. So we're into roll number 36, I believe, and we've come across our next NIFC that is also going to be a book filler. We've got ourselves a 2013 Woodrow Wilson. I know that because I looked it up in my red book before I looked at the edge. And you can see here we've got ourselves a 2013 Philly. This one's actually in decent enough shape that I'm going to pop it down in the book for sure. If we look at mintages over here in my red book, where are we? 2013 Philadelphia, 4.62 million. So a nice little dollar to find in this hunt. So we're up here on roll number 38, and we've got our next big NIFC. It would be from the Presidential Book Volume 2. It is a Grover Cleveland Variety 2, and I've already checked the date on it. It is a Denver. Let's see if I can find it over here real quick. Just for you guys. There, you can see the D. Looks like it's a 2012 Denver. And if I bring you over here to red book, 2012 Denver Cleveland Variety 2, that is a super low mintage at 3.9 million. The Philadelphia was 10.68 million, so pretty low mintage on that guy, and it may be nice enough that we'll plug it in the book. I know I've found this one in the past. I just don't know if I've actually found the Denver, but this is one that I may punch down because it's decent enough until I find an upgrade. So we're into roll 39 towards the end, and we have found our next 1979 Philadelphia wide rim. You can see that rim just about touching the 1, just about touching the 9. So, and I think this one's in a little bit better shape than the last one that we found. So definitely a keeper. Oh, look at the back. I hadn't looked at the back yet. Okay, maybe not as nice. A little bit of gunk there. I'll probably still hang on to it though. Well, we are done with the box. I know I have 3 rolls still to stuff in there, but I've tried to get all of the finds out here and kind of show you what's going to be upgrades versus book fillers. And I may have it a little off during the recap here, but I am going to punch everything down and I will show you what the books look like when we're done. Keeping in mind that the Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the President's books I'm trying to fill with only like high AU to BU coins. That was the challenge that was in front of us. We're not going to fill holes just because we have them. They have to look pretty darn spectacular. That doesn't mean that, you know, they have to be perfect. So anyway, with that said, let's go through them real quick. Up here on the top, we had a couple of 1979 wide rims, and I've covered their value in the past. They're not really all that expensive or worth that much. I'll throw some eBay comps or maybe a PCGS comp here on the screen so you can see what they're worth. But only found 2 in this hunt. I want to say in the previous hunts I found 2 or 3 as well. We did get a 1981 Denver upgrade for our Susan B. Anthony books. And it's actually going to complete the set. And these are like super low mintage, so all your 81s you should be hanging on to. We do have some 2002 Philly and Denver that's going to be book fillers. We have a 2006 P that's a book filler, a 2007 D, and a 2008 D. All those going in those early books. Coming over here into the innovation dollars, we've got a fresh P and D. I believe this was a 2022 coin from Pennsylvania. Again, super low mintage. I have the Pennsylvania already, but the Pennsylvania here is definitely going to be an upgrade. And I believe both of these were Denver, if I recall. So I'm going to just pick the nicer one and throw it in the book. The other one I'll put in a flip and hang on to because these are definitely in BU state. Coming down here to the rest of the coins, we have a 1980 that will be an upgrade. All these coins are going to be upgrades over here. This was a Philadelphia. We've got a 2000 Philly that's an upgrade, and we have a 2001 Denver that's going to upgrade. A James Madison. Now, I don't remember the mint marks on these, but I'll punch them down in the book. But we got a James Madison, an Andrew Jackson, a John Quincy Adams, and a Martin Van Buren that will be either upgrading or punching things down in the book. We also found, I want to say these were all book fillers for sure. We had a John Tyler. We had a James Buchanan and a Millard Fillmore, as well as a Zach Taylor, that I believe all those were book fillers. That means those were all Denvers, I believe. Then we get over here to the Volume 2 books. Now, not all these will go in the book, but I want to say these two I already checked, but I know I got them from previous hunts, but I'll hang on to them. Because like I said, we've got some markings and stuff on them, so I don't want to throw them in the book. But they are also in IFC, so I'll probably hang on to those two. All of these guys would be book fillers. I'm going to pull the nicest ones, or the ones that are most BU-like, and punch those down in the book. But we got a Woodrow Wilson, we got a Grover Cleveland, we got a Calvin Coolidge. This Nixon definitely won't get punched down in the book because it's kind of ugly, but it's very, very low minted, so we're going to hang on to it. So with that said, our dollar hunt, again, is a ton of fun. I really enjoy this. I had a lot more coins pulled prior to going to the wrap-up, and I've gone through just to hang on to the nicest ones. Everything else I'm wrapping up and sending back. So I'm going to go off camera here. I'm going to punch everything down in the books, and we'll flip through them real quick so you guys can see how complete they are and how they're coming along. All right, so let's take a look at the books real quick. We've got 23 of 23 spots full here in our Eisenhower book, and I know as part of this series we're not looking at the Ike book or the Ike coins, but we were looking for all of these various Susan B's. The only one that's left in this book is a 1999 S, and that doesn't actually exist. There is a 1999 Philadelphia proof, I believe, but that S doesn't exist, so this book is full for all intent and purposes. Our 2000 to 2004 book, we have 8 of 11, and actually it's only 10 because one of them is just a filler here to show the reverse of the Sacagawea, but we've got our 2000 Philly and Denver. And keep in mind, these earlier books, I'm definitely just filling holes, and I'll be upgrading them as I go because part of the challenge that I mentioned earlier in the video was for the Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the presidential books. So some of these may not look great, but we do have the 2001 Philly and Denver, the 2002 Philly and Denver, and when we come over here, we do have the 2003 Philly. We are missing the 3 Denver and the 4 Philly and Denver to finish out this book. So that's where we are there. For the 2005 through 2008, we've got 5 of 8 filled. You'll notice I did not fill in that reverse kind of on purpose. But we've got our 2005 Philly, our 6 Philly in Denver, our 7 Denver, and our 2008 Denver over there. We'll have a couple of empty holes in this book too because there's nothing to fill in there. But this book is coming along. I thought it would take a lot longer to get these books filled up because there's so many 2000s and 2001s, but I just didn't imagine I would find so many of the later years because I think many of them are actually NIFCs, or they were super low mintages. For Volume 1, we have 35 of 40 spots filled. This book is coming along quite nicely. There's a couple of coins in here that maybe aren't as nice as I would want them to, but they are not terrible. So I did go ahead and put them in, but you can see Page 1 of the album is full. I thought I had a 2010 Denver Fillmore, but when I got through in the end, either I tossed it back by accident or I didn't actually find one. That page is just about done. Let me come down here so you can see. And of course, the third page, we're just missing all the Denvers here for Johnson, Grant, Hayes, and Garfield. And I found a ton of the Philadelphia Hayes and Garfield in this hunt, and a lot of them were in really nice shape. But and I think I may have even upgraded one of them, but those are still missing. But this book is almost done. 35 of 40 out of 3 full boxes of dollars. Not so bad for volume 1. This is the book that you're going to find the most of, though, for sure, because the mintages were much higher for volume 1 than for volume 2, as you will see here. We only have 9 of 40 spots filled. I mentioned earlier, I have kind of a almost half roll of dollar coins that most would fill holes in this book, but they're in such sad shape that I just didn't plug them in. So when we come over here, this Cleveland Variety 2 is not great, but I did go ahead and plug it in. You'll see we have tons of holes here on page 1. Page 2, we just have the Denver Coolidge, and on the last page, we have one decent-looking 2016, I think it's Gerald Ford. The rest of the book remains pretty empty. Just looking through it, though, I know that I had like a Nixon. I know I've got a couple of the Roosevelts in there. I think I have both Eisenhowers that are in that roll that I just showed you. I know I've got a Truman, a Kennedy. I know I have a McKinley in there. And I believe I have one of the Harrisons as well, but it's just their coins are in such bad shape, I refuse to plug them in. So that's that book. And of course, the Native American dollar book. This is starting 2009, and I'm kind of filling it with the Native American dollars as well as the innovation dollars. And I haven't written down the years, and that's a little bit purposeful because I wanted to just leave holes to fill things in as I found them. For the most part, though, the Native American dollars are in the right holes. Again, I just didn't write them down. And today, the big find was the 2022. This is the, I forget what it was called, the LE something. But it was a gorgeous coin. It was from 2022, and it is the Denver. I got 2 of them. The other one I did flip up, as I said I was going to do. And I think that was it for this book. Oh, yeah, and we upgraded the Philly here and added the Denver here in the innovation dollars. So all in all, you can see here we've gone from 19 of 28 left, and now I think I did that backwards. We should be at 21. I need to rethink how I did this. Anyway, we added 2 coins to this book. I need to redo this label. So anyway, you see where the books are at this stage. I'm looking forward to doing the next box. These are a lot of fun. If you're not hunting dollars, I do suggest it. If you are a long-time coin roll hunter and just looking for a change, the dollars are fun, but the dollars are expensive because every coin's $1. So with that said, I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, let me know by dropping down below and leaving me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know if you want to change up the format a little bit. I know these dollar videos can be quite long because we are filling so many books. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go down and leave me a comment. Let me know you're new, and while you're down there, click on that subscribe button and then click on that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. Let's see here. What else? Special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel every month. For our 8,000 subscriber giveaway, I've got just about every single person packaged up, and we'll go out. Some went out Saturday. Most of the rest will go out Monday. I have 1 or 2 that are going to go in standard envelopes that I just need to get some additional stamps. They'll probably go out Tuesday. But then we'll be all trued up from our 8,000 subscriber giveaway. We had a blast that night. If you attended, I hope you had fun. And thanks for leaving me comments and things, letting me know and shooting me emails. That was great. I really appreciate it. So with that said, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.